Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP. And today I've got something a little bit special for you. And this is a really cool little meal. Eggs on cocotte with spinach. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to put a knob of butter into our fry pan. And it's going to be at a low to medium heat. And I'm using frozen spinach. I'm using 500 grams of frozen spinach, and I use this because I've always got it. You can buy this, it sits in the freezer, and you can use it fresh. There's no problem with that at all. You will need to buy quite a considerable amount of fresh spinach to make this meal. Anyhow, cook your spinach off. If you're using fresh, let it wilt down with the butter. Maybe a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper. All I need to do is defrost and then cook this off just a little bit more and add my seasoning, just like I'm doing there. Once it's cooked, take it off the heat, set it aside and let it cool. And now we're off to our next step. I've got 4 ramekins that have been greased with butter, not margarine or oil. I use butter because it tastes better. Alright, so we're going to put the spinach in and try and make like a pie crust within our ramekin mold. So we're going to put it on the bottom and we're going to run it up the sides, and we're going to make this beautiful little vessel for the eggs to sit in, just like I'm doing there. Take your time and just make sure it's all up the sides. We don't want anything escaping this beautiful little dish. I've got them sitting in a roasting pan. I'm putting my eggs into the ramekins, and this is a meal that you can serve before, and it tastes great hot or cold. I've got my oven at 180 degrees Celsius already, and let's get on with the next little bit. A little bit more seasoning on top, just like that. And our next little bit is 1 tablespoon of cream on top of each ramekin, and this makes this little dish so rich and so decadent. It really gives a beautiful feel to the egg and the spinach. Alright, I also like a little bit of cheese, and this is purely optional. This is something that I do. I like to use a bit of cheese. No particular style of cheese at all. You can use whatever you like. I'm now putting some nice hot water into our roasting pan. We're going to fill it about halfway, and that's going to stop our little beautiful dishes from getting too hot and sticking. We want to cook these gently. Alright, off to the oven. They're going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. Remember, 180 degrees Celsius. Let's make a side. I've got a pan, put a knob of butter in there. Don't need to use a lot. I'm going to melt that butter down a little bit, and I'm putting in some fresh, new spring baby asparagus. I cut the bottoms off, the hard little stalk bit. I cut them in half. I put the bottom half of the asparagus in, and then I put the tops in about a minute later. And all we need to do is stir this round in the butter. This is a very, very simple way of cooking your asparagus. I don't peel it or anything like that. These will turn out beautiful and tender. Don't overcook them. Leave them with a little bit of crunch. And once again, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on top. Won't hurt. Let's start plating up. So I'm going to put my asparagus down on the plate. And yes, we do have 2 plates, but I'm the only one that eats asparagus. I've got some toast. Just going to cut those into little triangles, just like I'm doing there. And these are going to help sop up all the beautiful juices and the yolk that comes out of your eggs on cocotte. Alright, 8 to 10 minutes later, we're done. and we're ready to serve. I'm going to let them cool down just a smidge, maybe for about 3-4 minutes. They'll still retain a lot of heat. I've got my plate, I've got my beautiful sides there, and all we need to do now is put our ramekins onto our plate and serve up. Look, if you like this video, hit that like button, please. It sends me confidence. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss any one of my videos. I will catch you next time. Bye!